Hi guys, welcome back. This 2000 Gaming again, bringing another Silver and Blood content. Now we're talking about like character. In the team, why are they considered like a high tier character? I know there's gonna be tier lists going around, and people are convinced, and I am convinced that those tier lists are still very much useful moving forward. We know for a fact that Van Helsing in all of the tier lists is at tier 0 on top of those transcendental units like Transcendent Haiti, Transcendent, all of those transcendent characters that are on S tier. Only I think the SSR who are tier 0 is Acapella, Van Helsing, and Lamia, because Lamia is a very strong damage dealer and she's currently on the limited banner right now. But for me, Awakened Aiona is really strong. In a way, you ask them like 23, why is she very strong? I'll tell you why. Okay, so she can also be your front tank in a way, because like she will be casting a shield on herself, which is kind of crazy. So shield received up, shield strength received does not stack with effects of the same time. Unit previously shielded by Starry-eyed Aiona gain permanent shield received up, recover HP, attack every second until their shield breaks. That's her past talent. That would be her passive. Her special skill, whenever a battle begins and every 10 seconds, applies a shield. So at the start of the game, when the battle begins and every 10 seconds, she will gain a shield that protects her for initial damage, incoming damage. So if you want to have one single tank, you can make her as a sub tank in a way, just to delay until you complete that Blood Moon effect. Okay? The best thing about her is this ability, Ode to Time. Okay? Moves nearby allies in a circle to a selected location, applying a shield. So what happens now again in this game, you are practically only stuck situated on that area that you put your character on. But the exception would be if you have characters who has those jumping ability, who is like a Rushdown character with like an arrow moving forward, or characters who have this ability to like again jump or cross or attack the enemy or pull a chain on the enemy. That's the only time you will be moving. Okay, but at that, except from that, you're practically stuck. You're stuck here. But Aiona makes that ability because she pulls you in a tight spot. Like for example, some of the stages, they will flank your archer here, and if you have Aiona in your back pocket there, you can cast Aiona's ult to pull. Everybody gets pulled on that situated area, but like just be wary that if you pull the area here, if you pull a character, just be careful on the spot. Maybe everybody will get stunned on that area, so maybe just like put your ult maybe on the middle or on the far right side, depending on what your experience is, depending on who are flanking you, what are you getting trouble into. And also, why am I putting Van Helsing at the far end without anybody in the front? Because again, he has this ability. If there are no allies in 2 tiles in front of you, Van Helsing gains 2.5% crit every second for the first 20 seconds of battle. When the Blood Moon is active, Van Helsing gains an additional 10% crit rate. Okay, so that's why there's like no people there. But the problem him with this one is if Aiona cast her ult, he will get dragged here. But again, it's much better that he gets dragged here. At least he gets initial damage from the no tiles here for the initial attack. Okay, so if there are no allies 2 tiles in front of Van Helsing, so those, like, you need to consider what's going on as well. So also I'll be giving you an example that like a Rushdown character, for example Haiti. Haiti is really good in a way wherein, like, see this arrow. So if there's no tank here, okay, if there's no tank and there's an archer here, you can place Haiti here. She will go and hit the enemy from there. There's also a special tank character as well, that's not here on my list. I might be pulling for that character, so depends, because I already have a tank, not unless I have a difficult time, because currently right now I have a selector. I'll be making a video on who to pick on your selector, because I've reached already 150 pulls and I have that selector on my pocket. So let's see that selector. Where's that selector? I have that selector on my, where the heck did I, this is the selector. Okay, this is the selector. No, wait a minute. No, that's not the selector. Did I accidentally use my selector? This one, sorry. It's the Vampiric Coffin. So let's go here. If you pull for 150, you'll be able to choose whichever. I'll make a video on that, but like it depends on what you need. So I'm currently looking at this character. This is very special one. Where's that? This one. This is Teo Pain. Teo Pain is really good in a way wherein there's like his leap of faith. So moves a selected location dealing attack. So there's gonna be 2 taunts, but like again, you have your other SR character which also taunts. She's already good, but like again, taunt and heals. So this is much more survivability in a way. So, and he has taunt and he's an SSR. So, but again, if you want a cheap version of that, if you don't want to summon, you can use this lovely lady. She's very strong, guys. This Gestel is very strong. I really do like this lady. Jumps to a selected location and then taunts an enemy for 5 seconds, and then she casts her shield, her special one. Shield, when taking damage, loses a shield, and then after 4 basic attack, gains a shield as well. So that's her survivability and taunts as well. And then if you have heals, you have shields on top of what she's doing. She's quite very strong. So again, going back to Aiona and going back to further testing. So if you go here, again, the focus is Aiona, and we'll try to clear this one now, okay? Because I'm trying to save this one for this video, just to show you how good she is on a battle, okay? So together, this is the culmination of your battles, and this is also Starry-eyed Aiona's highlight, okay? Highlight video. And more advanced, not like in a way knowledgeable knowledge about how the character moves, okay? But again, Awakened Aiona, I call her Awakened Aiona. Starry-eyed Aiona is for me one of the best characters because like she has this option to move around your characters even though they're like stuck on that position. Okay, so let's complete this. Again, always remember, get this one, initial hand edit. I'm gonna use Gestel for tank, Acapella for channeling and heals, light heals, Friedrich for another shield for survivability. Then we'll wait for Van Helsing. So I'll do again auto, but on 1 speed. This is how I do it, but it's all up to you because like I'm very slow at clicking. So that's casting just Gestel for the stun, Acapella on the channeling, and then Friedrich after that, and then I'll cancel the auto because like 6 to cast is Van Helsing. So we're gonna, and then Starry-eyed Aiona is the star player here, just to drag if ever there's gonna be somebody flanking you at the back. So here, so I might drag, see, I'm gonna drag that one, pulling Van Helsing at the side to protect him at the back if ever there's gonna be a flanking motion then. And then cast this one, Acapella, Blood Moon is activated, and then Gestel destroys everything else with the taunts. So that's it. So you practically cleared it. So that's how you usually being knowledgeable, and I think Starry-eyed Aiona is really good in that certain position just to move and avoid getting flanked by some of the stages we're in. There's enemies coming left and right, okay, and you're having a hard time. Hopefully you have Aiona. What do you think? If you have Aiona, how do you think about her? Comment down below. This again, 2000 Gaming, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Bye bye.